For this video, we're going to talk about the horizontal roughing pass for a 3D cut. I've loaded a 3D part here. It's made of surfaces. It could also be solids. I'm going to first start by adding stock. And in this case, I'm going to move my start point or corner position from the top to the bottom. And I'll let it grab the size of it from the part. And so now you'll see that the part is down within the material. So you need to make sure you realize this so that when you zero your tool, you're zeroing to the right location. Next, we're going to create the tool path. We're going to go in and create a horizontal roughing. And the first thing it's going to do is ask me, what area do you want me to cut? Now in this file, I've created what's called a bounding box, which is a closed polygon that surrounds the area that I want it to cut. In other words, it encompasses everything that has 3D features. So I'm going to go in and select that curve or that polygon, which is sitting here. I could have made the polygon smaller and just encompass these areas. Whatever area that I want the 3D cut to go over, that's the area that's inside the bounding box. So now I'm going to select a tool, and I'm going to select a 1/2" ball mill. I'm going to get my feeds and speeds from that tool, set my clearance plane as the maximum stock plus a little bit. We're going to go to the engage and retract, and again, going in, it's good to have that angle. The cut levels, this is a critical one. So right now, it's saying that each time it steps down, it's going to go 50% of the tool. I'm going to go 100%, which means in this case it'll cut a 1/2 inch. And on cut parameters, these pieces are how close. It's kind of like with 2D cuts. How close do you want me to stay within the lines? So the higher you set this, the more accurate, but the larger the cut file will be. How much stock do you want me to remove or to leave? If I see when I do my parallel finishing pass later, if I've still got cut lines showing up in my part, I might want to come back here and leave some more stock. Step over control is again how much the tool steps over each time. I'm going to increase this to 50%, and then we're going to generate the tool path. Notice how much longer this takes compared to our 2D cuts that we've been making so far. Now that it's generated, we'll go into simulation mode and simulate, and so there you're seeing it cut. It goes down each layer and cuts some material. Now notice what it cut here. I'm going to go in and change the parameters, and on cut levels, instead of 100% diameter, I'm going to go down to 20%, and I'm also going to change the step over from 50% to 25%. And I want you to specifically take note of how much more material it removes with those smaller step overs. Means it's going to take longer to cut, but the overall amount of material will be vastly different. So now those have calculated. We'll come in and simulate those. Now that that's finished simulating, notice this is 8,107 lines of code, and notice how much closer to the final product we've got. It's gotten much deeper. This feature here was not even seen in the previous cut, and this is much closer to the final piece. This means that the parallel finishing has to remove less material.